What's up, guys? It's NFL Week 10, and this is your DraftKings NFL Week 10 first look. We're going to go through it all, the matchups. We're going to go position by position, player by player, and pick out the top plays for NFL Week 10 as I see it here early in the week. Last week, this video gave out, I think, 5 quarterbacks, 3 of which were Flacco, Caleb, and Dart. And all 3 of them absolutely smashed, nuts level. Let's see if we can keep it going. Do it again. Continue the crushing here on DraftKings. And before, obviously, we get started, shout out to Geeked Up 911. Showdown, takedown. Let's go. Geeked Up absolutely crushed the Monday Night Football Showdown. Amazing. Really great stuff here. Cowboys defense for the win. Who knew? Right at the end there. Actually, we did know, and we called it. So great job, Geeked Up. And I wanted to just show the power of the Domination Station Optimizer. Geeked Up ran the Dom Station, our DFS Army Optimizer, in a bunch of different contests. He was kind enough to send his kind of screenshot here to see all the winnings. It wasn't just the flea, 100 lineups. Also the 30 lineup, the 20 lineup play action, the showdown, everything, dollar game, whatever it is, smash. And that's the power of the Domination Station Optimizer. It's been producing wins and kicking out winners all season long. We've had our best season ever here at DFS Army. So we want you to check out DFS Army, of course, promo code GEEK at dfsarmy.com. Get in there, do the VIP. We've got all the sports going simultaneously right now. Hockey, PGA, everything's happening right now. This is the best time of the year for DFS, and this is the best time of the year. Get signed up at DFS Army, promo code GEEK, 10% off of VIP, covers all sports. All right, let's get into it. NFL Week 10, and these are the matchup sheets from the Domination Station Optimizer, and this will give us an idea here of some of the games and the matchups. And you could see, I always look for the green, but basically what I'm looking for here are team totals. I want high team totals, situations to exploit, and let's get right into it here. You've got the Bills on the road at Miami, 50-point total, but notice the Bills' monster 30-point team total. This game screams James Cook. Miami has been absolutely putrid against running backs. This is a James Cook smash spot, so let's keep that in mind, right? Jaguars at the Texans, 38-point total. This is the opposite. This is a stinker. This is a don't play anyone from this game total, 38 points. No Moss, no thank you. Houston defense and nothing else for now. Similar situation, Browns at the Jets. Jets defense just took a hit. They've traded away their best players, and, it's not going to be as good. But luckily, the Browns won't oblige with having an offense, right? They stink. So both of these teams are stinkers, 37-point total. Gross. Make me want to puke. Both defenses in play, right? Now, let's get into it. Dart, Caleb, facing off in Chicago, 48-point total. Giants, 22.25-point team total. Chicago, 25.75-point team total. Both teams suck on defense. Both teams can score. I love this game. We are going to be targeting this one. Oh, not again with Dart, Geek. You've been telling us to play Dart the last few weeks. What the hell? All right. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, he got a 5X last week. Sorry. Oops. Sorry. 6X. Terrible. You've been telling us to play Caleb. Yeah, the guy got like a 10X last week. What do you want? We're going right back to what's working. Another game that could work here. This one is really sexy. The Patriots at the Bucs, 2 really great offenses facing off, great quarterbacks, great offenses, 48.5-point total. This is a game to target this week for sure. So we're going to keep strong eyes on this one. Saints at the Panthers, 40-point total. Gross. The only thing about this game is that, Saints kind of suck. So maybe this is one of those spots where that Panthers offense can pop a little bit. But the top player for me in this game is going to be Rico Dowdle by a mile. So we're going to have Rico Dowdle. We're going to be loading up on that guy. Hell to the yeah, right? We're doing it. Next, we've got the Ravens at the Vikings. Last week, McCarthy played a little more competently. Now he's at home. We get the Ravens, high-scoring offense. This is another game I'll be looking to target this week on both sides of it, right? We got the Ravens, whose defense is getting a little better, getting healthy, but they're on the road. They're favored here. We got the Vikings. Maybe are they a dead team? I don't know. But they showed a little bit of life last week. So this is a game I'm interested in. Cardinals at the Seahawks. Seahawks really good this year. There's no getting around it. Cardinals coming off the big win. Probably looking for a disappointment here Cardinals clearly a better team, clearly with Brissett at the helm. They know it. We know it. Everybody knows it. It is what it is. I think Kyler Murray's days as a starting quarterback in the NFL are numbered. But really what's exciting here is the Seahawks just in general, right? Seahawks should smash here. Darnold, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, effectively the WR2, possible, belonging as the WR1 this season. So this will be a game I'll be interested in. Next, we have the Lions, 49.5 point game total at the Commanders. Commanders lose Jaden Daniels, unfortunately, last week, and it's going to be Mariota season over there. And, Mariota season is not something I'm into. I like Mariota individually, and I like Mariota individually, maybe even in this game, but I don't think he carries a lot of players with him, even when he has a good score. So not going to be super interested in that side of this one. And the Lions, we'll have to see. Finally, we get another exciting game with a monster total, very close. The Rams at the 49ers. Listen, the Rams defense has been really good this year, and they're not, you're going to see a lot of 1s and 2s in terms of the DVP numbers here. I'm not going to let that scare me off of it. I think the 49ers and the Rams players are both super in play here, especially Puka. If he's healthy, we got to see what's going on with those ribs. On San Francisco, we could just kind of pluck through their offensive skill players, be it Kittle or, Jawan Jennings or whoever. Of course, Christian McCaffrey in play. I like favored running back, so we'll see about him. But overall, that's another game to pay attention to in NFL Week 10. Let's go. It's going to be a fun one. All right, let's get into the player pool. Starting at the quarterback position, we're going to talk about it. We already talked about the matchups, but now let's get into it a little more in depth with each player. Okay, so first off, we got Josh Allen in a, quote, non-competitive matchup on the road against the Dolphins. And here's the deal. In a non-competitive matchup, I kind of lean that James Cook is going to take a bunch of these touchdowns, and paying up for Josh Allen is fine, but not something that I'm going to make my primary strategy for this week. Lamar Jackson at the Vikings. This one could be really interesting. I'm more interested in Lamar, higher team total, but a little higher likelihood here of a competitive matchup, which, give me Lamar in a competitive matchup all day. I love that situation. Lamar coming off another 25er. Again, we're going to need more than this out of Lamar to probably hit the nuts at this price point, but 740, 20, 28, we probably want to pass 30, but it's so well and easily within his range of outcomes. I'm not worried about it all. Stafford in this game against the 49ers, coming off another monster game. I mean, Stafford, bro, come on. 21.5 points on average this season. The guy's been amazing. He's been unbelievable. We know who to stack him with. It's Puka. It's Devontae. I'm really worried about Puka's ribs, obviously, this week. But if we can get a healthy week out of Puka, hell yeah. Now we're talking Drake May at the Bucks. Listen, Drake May is the man. The Bucks are going to score. He's 6,400. He runs a little bit. He can run for a touchdown in the right set of circumstances. So May and the other side of this game, Baker Mayfield, both super interesting plays this week. Priced okay at 6,200. We got a lot of build around players this week. We really do. There's a lot of names that we can mess with this week. So Drake May, Mayfield, Jackson, these will all be in my player pool for mass entry, and we will build lineups in the Players Club on Saturday, VIP, around some of those names. All right, next up, of course, Caleb Williams at home, taking on the Giants. Listen, you got to throw out a little bit of what happened last week. Every team goes bonkers against the Bengals. Their teams, the players, everybody goes crazy against the Bengals. So let's not overreact here. But I did see some things that are positive developments last week. And it's just a reminder of how Caleb Williams' range of outcomes is really massive each week. One of the big positives from Caleb was 5 rushing attempts, 53 yards. This is what I've been waiting for. We were doing it early in the season, and then it just disappeared for a long period of time. And, I was like, Caleb, but where's the running? It came back last week. That's what we need. We need about 5 fantasy points from that rushing throw and a touchdown. You're getting, you're up to 11, right? And then the passing game work can do its thing. Now, there were some negatives in last week's outcome that we need to also acknowledge. First of all, still a pretty poor 58% completion percentage, and Caleb's completion percentage is quite dog shit. Like, I want to see well over 60, and he's only hit it a couple times this year. So, that needs to continue to improve if he's going to continue to produce for us. Only 20 completions last week, 280 yards. We still haven't gotten the 300-yard effort from Caleb. And most importantly, I feel like if Rome Odunze isn't becoming a big part of this, they're going to have trouble. With that being said, we did get the emergence of Colston Loveland last week. So I think we go right back to it with Caleb at the helm against the Giants. No worries there for me. All right, we're definitely going to be building some lineups around that. Jared Goff last week, he keeps doing the same old thing. Really in a competitive matchup, put up a 20, nothing special. But I don't really think this matchup will be all that competitive or high scoring. Washington is kind of a slow playing team. And, without Jaden Daniels in there, I don't really see a whole lot of excitement or action at all. All right, we got Sam Darnold at home against Arizona. Darnold's been great too. I mean, another really good week, 31-pointer. He's just so good. Jackson Smith and Jigba is kind of the way to access it. They added Rashid Shaheed, which helps Darnold's outlook. I don't know if Arizona is going to be all that competitive, but this is kind of an interesting GPP spot. I'll keep him in my, mass multi-entry GPP mix for sure. But of course, it wouldn't be the first look without Dart. Okay, Dart continuing to do his thing, rushing for a touchdown last week, 56 yards. The biggest problem Dart has right now is the Giants' lack of weapons at wide receiver. Nothing can really be done about it. That's going to be a problem all season long. What are you going to do, right? But even without any wide receivers and without even throwing for many yards, he's able to produce pretty good scores. The salary has come up a bit this week, up to $5,700 from $5,200 last week. Again, he got you almost 6x. I know you guys were complaining in the comments. Why do you keep pushing Dart? I mean, I'm sorry. He only got us a 23, a 30, a 20, and a 27 over the last 4 weeks. And I know it's been the nuts, but maybe you played it and you didn't win. And I'm going back to it. I don't care. The guy's been crushing. If you played this and you weren't able to make money, what the hell did you put in the rest of the lineup? Because it wasn't Dart that was hurting your lineups. And what contests are you attacking? I would ask as well. Make sure that you're following along with the contest selection approach I talked about at the beginning of the year in my How to Make Money on DraftKings in 2025 video. And then I reiterate every single week right here on the DFS Army YouTube channel on the Players Club for premium members. We use a special approach. These kind of plays are going to when you hit the right names and you hit the right mix, but you're not making enough on those lineups. It's not the problem of the lineup that you're making. It's you. You're entering the wrong contest. Fix it. Play smarter, not harder. All right, let's keep it going. Dart. So we got Kyler Murray, unplayable. Brock Purdy, I don't like the spot. Bryce Young, no. Mariota, gross. 5,300. Oh, boy. Probably need to think about this one a bit. All right, I do think Mariota could probably make value at 5,300. I wish he was a lot cheaper, though. I don't like the price point. Fields, no, never against a good defense. Lawrence, no, never against a good defense. Stroud got the Stroud just has the concussion right now. Don't have to deal with him. I think JJ McCarthy, do I like it? No, but could it work? Probably not. Probably not, but maybe, but probably not. I want favorites. Brissett had a big week last week as well. Was the nuts play. Congratulations again to Geeked Up on that one. Davis Mills possibly starting for Houston. If he does, we want to play some Jacksonville defense. That's for sure. Keep Carolina defense in mind as well, going up against the rookie. So those are some things we want to keep in mind. Let's see what Tyler Shook did last week. I did not watch that game or anything. So he went 15 for 24, threw for 176 yards, touchdown, interception. Pretty gross overall. Not much rushing upside here for him. That's pretty gross overall. I'm not going to be super impressed by this 10 burger that Shook put in there. So let's pay attention to Cardinals defense when we get to the defense part of this. All right, let's move on to the running back position. And I'm just letting everybody know as of right now, listen, I don't know if Swift is going to play or if, the heck is his name? Monangai is going to play. But for the purpose of this breakdown, I'm going to, we'll talk about it when we get there. Let's put it that way. We'll talk about it when we get there. So let's start at the very top of the running back group here, work our way down. So at the very top, of course, with Christian McCaffrey coming off a monster week, the domination station was forcing McCaffrey into every lineup I created. I had to fight it a little bit to get some more exposure to do some of the turds that actually didn't even work out. So wish I hadn't fought it as much as I did, but obviously they came through. We got to play running backs against the Giants. It's a reminder, play running backs against bad teams that allow a lot of points to running back. It's not that difficult. We just have to do the things that work. And that's one of those things. So McCaffrey, though, in this case, going up against the number 1 ranked Rams defense, paying all the way up, a little less sexy of a play this week. I still like him. He's still going to get a ton of targets. It doesn't really matter, but a little bit less sexy of a play, McCaffrey, compared to last week. Jahmyr Gibbs, massive disappointment last week. Only 9 carries, 3 targets. What are they doing? What are you guys doing? They ran Montgomery more than Gibbs last week, and you know what? It shows. So I don't know what the hell they're doing over there, but they're going to have to get back to Gibbs. Do I love the spot? I think it's fine. I actually think it's fine. It's fine to go stud off a dud game, so that's fine. But one of the first names that I think is more of a core button click this week is going to be James Cook. I already said it. Listen, Buffalo has a massive team total here against a putrid Miami rush defense. This kid's coming off 27 attempts last week. They're not throwing to him a lot, which bothers me very much. They really don't throw to him almost at all. So it's rare that he's making a lot of production from the pass. He'll get catch a ball here and there, but it's not a main part of his game. So he's got to score touchdowns, but he's been a touchdown machine. So I think it's fine. And we can go right back to James Cook, especially getting volume. Flip side of that game, you got Devon Achane continues to kind of produce nicely. Look at all these targets. I mean, it's crazy. So Achane, even in this spot, every single week, as long as 2 is starting, we can get exposure to Achane. He's fine. He has a massive floor. 7, 6, 5, 10. I mean, the targets are crazy for Achane, and he gets his carries too. It's never all that voluminous, but they are sexy carries, which is all we really need. I'm curious if Bucky will come back this week. I think he should. He's supposed to. At home as a favorite, I like it. Is it my favorite spot? No, I'm still going to try to get up to Cook, but I think Bucky Irving's okay. I think Derrick Henry's probably fine as well. The Ravens starting to feed him a little bit, so I think Derrick Henry's a perfectly fine play as well at Minnesota as a favorite. Kyron Williams, I didn't play him much last week. I mean, he got a ton of work, so I can't complain. He got a nice score, nothing special. The price came down a little bit. My biggest concern with him is how much is his backup, Corum. How much work is Corum getting compared to him? And I mean, this is a lot, guys. So it's exciting that Kyron got 23 carries, but it's concerning that Blake Corum also got 13 carries. So he was heavily involved last week. And that's just a lot of what I'm seeing with the Rams right now. They're kind of working in Blake Corum a little more than I'm comfortable with. Doesn't mean that Kyron can't smash. It just means that, it's less good than if he wasn't doing that. Kyron was at his best when they gave him all of the work. Of course, because volume leads to smashing. Judkins against the Jets. Q-Tag, we'll see if he plays. But my first button click, guys, is going to be Rico Dowdle, who has effectively locked down the RB1 job with another absolute crushing performance. 25 carries, 100. This guy's in beast mode. This guy's Marshawn Lynch 2.0 right now. He is in beast mode. Let's go. Got the hair going. Looks like Marshawn. Acts like Marshawn. 25 carries, bunch of targets as well. I already said I like Carolina, and that's against the Packers, who are an elite defense. I mean, come on, bro. Come on. Against the Saints, let's pair up Rico Dowdle with Panthers defense. I'm just going to put that in there. Oh, wow, they're expensive. See, look what they did. We're not going to leave that. But for now, I got to show it. Rico Dowdle. Rico. All right, I won't do the whole thing. We'll move on. All right, let's keep going. Running back position, NFL week 10. We got some other spots to pay attention to. Straight up, I don't like Mason when Aaron Jones is playing also. This would have been an acceptable Mason spot if Jones wasn't playing, but nope, not into it. Swift, again, at this point, I don't like Swift at all. Even if Swift plays, I think Monungai has earned a lot of touches and carries and all that good stuff. So that doesn't mean I'm going to play Monungai. If Swift plays, then him and Monungai, for me, become fairly unplayable. But if one of them doesn't play, ideally Swift doesn't play, then we can load up on Monungai all in, just like we did last week. Guys, last week was the first time I think that I recall, maybe of the season, that I said we can go 100% on a player. I did go 100% on Manungai last week on both FanDuel and DraftKings. Every lineup, hundreds of thousands of lineups. And it worked out quite nicely. It caused me not to lose money. It caused me to make money. I had a nice high finish. I think I was a nice little 29th place in the play action for $2,000. It made my whole week last week. All it took was one. Young guy, right back to it. And I'm plugging him in. I'm going to hope that he plays and starts and Swift doesn't play. At that point, this will be my duo. And these are both going to be core running backs. We're going to build around these guys. Can, of course, get up to Cook. Great. Some other little spots that carry mild interest, like Gibbs in GPP, a little Achane in GPP. Let's see if there's anybody down low that we could play. By the way, Tyrone Tracy, they did not call Tyrone. They called Devin Singletary. What the fuck? Really? This guy? Why? 8 carries, 2 targets. Tyrone, this is gross. 5 carries, 4 targets. Disgusting. Absolutely. If we can't get the full workload starter, no good. So the Giants, they screwed us. You did that, Giants. Another guy who screwed us, Henderson, right? You're like, how did he fail? It was a spot that could not fail. They gave him 14 carries. They gave him a bunch of targets. He actually did okay. I accept this amount of work. Basically, if you promise me 14 carries, 6 targets again for Trevion, I'm going to play him again this week. Even though it didn't lead to a smash score, that amount of volume and those amount of targets should have and could have led to a smash score. It just didn't, right? The process was good. The result, okay, but not good, right? Okay, but not good. So what happens this week? I don't know. First of all, we got to see if Stevenson is back, but generally, I'm just not able to super trust this guy. The other running back for the Patriots, whose name I cannot recall, maybe it's Jennings. Yeah, this guy, he got 11 carries and a target, and this is the problem. They give another 11 carries to some random call-up from the practice squad, and it's like, guys, what the fuck are you doing? Right? Okay, so you're telling me Trevion Henderson only got 15 carries or 14, and this guy got 11? Who the heck is this guy?
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that?
Seriously. That's who they gave the ball to? What the hell are you guys doing over there in New England? They're screwing us. That's what's happening. Screwing us. Let's see if there's any other running backs that kind of pop at all here. I don't think so. There's no super salary saver special this week at all. Where's Bam Knight? I mean, I don't like it either. There's nothing here that we're going to like. So, yeah, let's focus on Dowdle and Manungai for now. And if something doesn't work out with one of them, probably Cook. And again, the other ones I named, Cook, Gibbs, maybe a little Judkins, maybe a little Bucky, maybe a little bit, maybe a little Breece Hall even. Let's see if Breece Hall gets traded by the time you're watching this video. You never know with the way the Jets are going right now. Could have happened already. All right, get ready to move on to the wide receiver position. It's led by Puka, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, some really great plays. But I wanted to mention the Sharp app real quick, guys. Sharp app has absolutely been smashing. Sharp app is a cheat code for advantage betting, for finally seeing green on your screen when you're betting on sports, especially if you're in a state that has lots of sports books. I implore you to check out Sharp app. Do the free trial. Look at Goose 0556. He's just doing ARBs. We got this in the Discord all the time. He's up $6,000. He did a $150 subscription, live arbitrage, $179, I think it is a month. Started with a $1,500 balance, messed with 4 different sports. He's in the chat. You can ask him the questions in our Discord. Goose 0556, up $6,169 for the month, and he's going to do another $6,000 next month. That's the ARB tool is the secret to making money, taking it back from the sportsbook. You give the sportsbooks all of this money. I'm giving you the power and the tools to take it back from them. Check this out right here. This is the live ARB tool. I just clicked over to it. No pause, no nothing. Look at what's sitting here. I can bet this right now. Charlotte Hornets, Miles Bridges over 31.5. This is the pregame. I recommend doing live ARBs. They're much better. But even here, pregame, nice and slow. You just click bet now on both of FanDuel, DraftKings. You put in 200 on the over. You're going to put 152. It tells you exactly what to do here on the under. And if the over hits, you'll make 1060. If the under hits, you'll make 11.2. There's no version of this bet that causes you to lose money. You always win. You're always winning this bet. It's amazing, this tool. It's great. It works pregame, but it's even better live. And one of the there's a Fortnite. You just saw it in real time. Updates to the second. Our updating is measured in milliseconds, not even in seconds, and that's key. You get the ARBs first. And on lives, it is key. So I want you to go check out this tool. You can use promo code GEEK or the link in the description here, sharp.app/geek. It will activate a 3-day free trial to check out these tools. And I'm going to make you guys another promise. Sign up for a month, do ARBing. If you don't make back the money for the entire month by the end of the month and you do some ARBing, let me know. We'll refund. You got to do it through the web. I can't refund in an app store from Apple, but we do it on the web. Let us know you didn't make money. Show us your picket that says I lost money using these tools. We will refund you your month. As a matter of fact, I would even suggest sign up for the whole year. Do the 1-year plan. And if you don't make the entire year back in your first 2 weeks, cancel it. That's how confident I am that you're going to take your money back from the sports books using Sharp app, sharp.app/geek or code geek. Take the free trial, check it out, ask questions, find Goose0556 in the Discord, ask him questions. We have people in there to help get you going. So sharp.app/geek, go check it out. I highly recommend it. All right, back to it. Wide receiver position, NFL Week 10. DraftKings starts with Puka. Listen, Puka is the smash play of the year. But those ribs, the Q tag, it's scary. He's getting a scan. What's going on? The Rams remain optimistic. So at this moment, I'm going to plug Puka into this lineup. Between him and JSN and Amon-Ra and even Jefferson, whatever, between all of these guys, for me, my order is pretty much like how they're salaried. Actually, not quite. I would go Puka, JSN slightly after, but I love JSN also. Puka, great. JSN, great. JSN doesn't have the injury risk component that Puka brings. Maybe JSN the better play. Don't know. But, I mean, I loves me some Puka. Got to get him in there, right? But, again, easily swap him for JSN. Same difference, right? Amon-Ra, actually even, quote, non-competitive, whatever, 13 targets last week. This is the kind of game line where Amon-Ra would smash. He didn't smash, but he absolutely could have, and he's in play once again. Justin Jefferson finally showed some life with J.J. McCarthy being less shit than he had been in the first few games, but doesn't matter. I still don't like it. I'm going to go with these other guys. Better quarterback play. Much better quarterback play. So Jefferson becomes more of a tournament pivot. Similarly, Devontae Adams is fine, but he's really only fine if Puka gets hurt. If Puka's not hurt, this price is massively too much for Devontae, so I would avoid it. Scaling down in cost range, Emeka Egbuka on the Bucks. Now, still the Bucks don't really have anything going on. He will have probably a tougher defensive matchup in the sense that I believe Christian Gonzo going to be on this guy for most of that game, but I don't think it matters. Egbuka, without healthy other options on the Bucks, is going to see a ton of targets in a game like this. So he's probably the most comfortable stack with Baker piece. So that'd be how I would start. But I think he's a great standalone play as well. Nico Collins against the Jaguars. We got to see what happens with CJ Stroud. I'm not super excited about this game anyway. BTJ effectively unplayable until further notice. Let's not get sucked in to any of this BTJ crap. Okay. The BTJ killer. He's the lineup killer. The BTJ lineup killer. That's what his new nickname is. The BTJ killer. Because he kills your lineups when you put him in there. That's how bad it's been this season. Why? Why, Brian Thomas Jr.? Why? Why did people take you at the end of round 1 in fantasy football drafts? If you took Brian Thomas Jr. in your fantasy football draft, I already know that you're in last place. Comments if you're not. Hit me in the comments. Say, I took him in round 2 and I'm happy with my pick, blah, blah, blah. Let me know in the comments. But I guarantee it, you're in last place in your league. That's what a lineup killer this guy has been. Can he turn it around? Doubt it. Not here. Doubt it. All right, Jalen Waddle. Yeah, a little better. Even in last week's sort of smash matchup, it didn't really work out that great for Waddle. I haven't seen, he's got one game over 20 and 6, 12, 18, 24, 28. I mean, he needs to score this 26. He has to hit his ceiling just to make value off 6,400. So just something I'm keeping in mind. Olave's unplayable. Garrett Wilson in the spot. It's weirdly playable. It's what's his deal? I mean, it's mildly playable. He'll resume practicing. My guess is Wilson will play this week. Is it playable? I'm going to say mildly. Even in this horrible game, even in this game environment, even with Fields, it's not a good play. It's not anything I feel confident in, but I think it's acceptable. Rome Odunze, man, how about your team scoring 47 points and you putting up a donut? How? Why? What happened? Why didn't they throw to him? I don't know. The Bengals actually do have a pretty good cornerback. I can't remember his name right now, but it's somebody to keep in mind. He's been actually slowing down a lot of people. But beyond that, I mean, come on, Rome. No trust, no faith. Even in a Caleb lineup, no trust, no. Oh, I forgot to put a quarterback in this lineup, by the way. I put Dart in there, but I was going to go Caleb. I think I'm going to throw Dart up there just because I want to keep it consistent. Stay on brand. But Caleb, it's probably Caleb. Throw Dart in there. All right. Where were we? Yeah, Zay Flowers, playable. It's fine. Playable with Lamar. Not terrible. Steffi Diggs, has not earned this salary level to me at all. Look at the target numbers are not there. He does not get the targets that a $5,800 player is supposed to get. He had one pop game, nothing else. I like the game. I'll pair him up a little bit with his quarterback, but definitely not a standalone play for me. There's Tet McMillan at 5,700. I actually think that's fine. This is not a bad spot for Tet McMillan. I'm cool with it. Deebo Samuel may be dead-legged, guys. It may be done. I'm not saying it is. I'm not making the declaration. All right, don't at me. I'm just saying it's a reasonable chance that he's washed. Right? I'm not seeing the big games. It's been a while. You know, he kind of even when he was force-fed a little bit, barely getting there. I like that the salary's coming down. The main thing with Deebo, though, this week is they're probably going to have to throw a lot. And the other wide receiver, Terry McLaurin, is hurt. So you would just think, just by force of volume, that Deebo Samuel could produce a decent score with Mariota here. But who knows? DJ Moore coming off a big stat line, but actually only 4 receptions, 72 yards, had the rushing attempt, ran for a touchdown. Can't really count on that. So I think DJ Moore is fine, but I probably still lean Loveland as the best pairing with Caleb right now. And Dart can be run naked. We have a whole thing that we did this week in DFS Army in my channel talking about naked quarterbacks and how that's been working a little bit and how to sort of work that into our mass multi-entry. So if you're a DFS Army subscriber, make sure to kind of scroll back in my channel and look that up. I'll also cover that this week in the Domination Station Optimizer setup I do for the Sunday slate. I do those on Saturday afternoons or evenings. So everybody who's a DFS Army subscriber who uses the Domination Station, we could literally set it up together. You get to ask me questions and all that great stuff and really do it exactly the way that I do it. I've won a lot of tournaments over the years with this approach. So I think the more of us are doing it, the better, better our chances of taking tournaments down. So make sure to check out my VIP Domination Station Optimizer setup streams on Saturday evenings. Remember that if you're a DFS Army subscriber, you have to be in our Discord to get access to most of our premium or VIP only stuff. It's given out in the Discord. So if you're not in there, make sure to link up your DFS Army account to the Discord, get it connected so you're in the community, in the chat, in the talk, in everything that we're doing is in our Discord. Okay, continuing on here. Godwin, yeah, he's probably coming back. I'm hesitant to play Godwin until he shows something. So first game back, even if he plays from this injury, will not be available against New Orleans. That was last week. So we haven't gotten an update on him. They had the bye week. I think he probably should have healed up and maybe he could be fine. So this could be a spot to take a chance, like I said, but I'm super nervous about him. Ricky Pearsall hasn't played. I don't like the spot. Addison did not do anything last week. Little overpriced last week. Probably not going there. Wandy, nice little pairing with Dart. I want to show Wan'Dale Robinson, and I just kind of want to show all the targets. So this was a good game for Wan'Dale. He only scored 13.6, but in the sense, if I'm looking for my guy to get volume of targets, 11 targets, 9 receptions. I wish he was a little cheaper, but I'm gonna take that. If I can kind of count on double-digit targets for Wan'Dale, the big plays are going to come. He's always kind of played this low A dot role, but we saw earlier in the season one of these games led to a 32-pointer. So I think that Wan'Dale is not somebody I necessarily want to ignore. I don't mind him in stacks with Dart. I like him here. Marvin Harrison coming off the big game. We have to pay attention with Marvin Harrison very simply to if Brissett plays or not. I think Brissett will play, and I think Marvin Harrison at 5,300 is a very good buy. So I don't mind it, even on the road, even in a tough matchup. Don't care. As long as Brissett is in the game, Marvin Harrison's a big play wide receiver for cheap. And that's my kind of thing. Right? I don't mind Wandy here as well. Perfectly acceptable, high volume player. But let's keep looking through these wide receivers to see who else might be popping, crack-a-lacking this week. Shaheed now traded to Seattle. I don't like that too much. McLaurin probably not going to play. Booty injured. Jamo Williams. Did he get it done? There's a lot of buzz about Jameson Williams. Here it is. Okay. All right. So the team definitely talked up trying to get Jameson Williams the football, getting him involved. There was a lot of buzz about it. They end up doing it. 6 targets, 4 receptions, 66 yards, gets the touchdown. Decent, but not tournament-winning score. I like it, though. Jameson Williams. Let's see if that continues. Myers just traded to Jacksonville. The only positive thing I can say about Myers to Jacksonville is team might get excited to use their new toys, right? And just give him some work. So hopefully they do that. And, but overall, I don't like this matchup. I don't like this spot. So probably not going to go there. Jawan Jennings, he's another guy. I had a lot of him. He made the video last week. And again, he did it fine. He was 4,500, got you 14-1. It was kind of the nuts. Not really, but it was a perfectly acceptable production for Jennings. That being said, the Rams are a little bit better defensively, but I don't mind going to that or even Bourne down here a little bit cheaper. Bourne, again, want to see more targets for him than what we've seen the last 3 weeks, but we have to see who the quarterback is anyway for the 49ers in that one. Tez Johnson's another name. If we're looking for cheap names, I think Tez Johnson is in the mix. As long as Godwin isn't playing, I think Tez is perfectly fine. Igbuka will be out there, but he gets the tough coverage. Maybe it's Tez. Bourne. I played a lot of Keon Coleman last week, and he just burns you every time you play him. So Keon Coleman's looking like a bust, just straight up. Non-bust, though, Darius Slayton. This is what I was looking for out of Slayton. Didn't quite put it together for the big play touchdown, but 7 targets, 5 receptions. Slayton is another name that I want to go to this week, next week, most weeks, especially in a Dart lineup or in a Caleb lineup on a bring back. So I'm going to plug in Slayton down here just to say this is a guy that I'm going to look to play this week. Up, no. Douglas had a touchdown. Actually, you never know. This team is completely unpredictable with the wide receiver position. 1 week it's one guy. The next week it's the next guy. I absolutely hate it. It's making it difficult to play Dart in lineups. Might have to go naked Dart going forward. I'm sick of it. Anyone else? Jerry Jeudy's mildly interesting. So I hate to say it. The Jets traded away Sauce. They don't really have anybody on defense, but man, this guy's been terrible. Terrible. Absolutely dog shit. Yeah, finally, maybe an Olamide, possibly an acceptable play in a Caleb lineup. So not too many great paydown options this week at wide receiver that I've identified so far. Coker, let's see what he did. Yeah, 1 target. That's gross. Yeah. All right. That's going to do it for the wide receiver position NFL Week 10. Let's talk defense, and then we'll bring it back around to tight end. Now, the way I like to look at defenses is really from the bottom on up. Try to locate the cheapest viable defenses that we can play this week. So, with that being said, right off the bat, one of the first one that kind of pops up for me as a reasonable play, not a good play, but a reasonable play, Saints here for 2,400 against the Panthers. And this is not so much to say anything good about Saints defense on the road, especially. They're usually not great, but Panthers offense just not that good either. So if I needed a super cheap option, I'm going to keep the Saints in the top of mind. Let's keep rolling though. So we got the Saints in there. Giants at Chicago. No. Patriots. No. Jacksonville. Maybe. Listen, I think Jacksonville's playable if CJ Stroud is out. So let's keep Jacksonville in mind as well. They're very much in play if Davis Mills is the quarterback for Houston. Bucks. No. 49ers, no. But here we have a couple of teams that play good defense and suck on offense. So we got Browns and Jets. So both of these defenses are in play for me in NFL Week 10. Does not matter which one. I can make an argument for the Jets, even with the trades. Who cares? It's the Browns. But more so, the Browns against the Jets. The Browns have an actual pretty good defense, and the Jets' offense is god-awful. So Browns, Jets, doesn't matter. Plug one in. No problem there. Bears, no. Houston playable at 3,100 against Jacksonville. Jacksonville offense, not that good. Houston defense, very good. So I don't mind that. Rams, okay. Baltimore, okay. Right? Next one is, though, we could go Panthers going up against the Saints at home. I like that spot. And maybe Bills against Miami. But I'll leave the Browns in here. Let's save the money. Leave 5,900 for the tight end position. Let's see where we're going to go from here. McBride, great. If I need McBride, I could plug him right in. I don't like him as an underdog as much. Had a decent but not amazing game with Brissett. Brissett was able to get the ball more to Marvin Harrison, but Trey McBride's fine, especially with Brissett. George Kittle still has not had the breakout game, but if Purdy comes back, I think all that could change right here. So this is a spot where I'm paying attention. If Purdy comes back, I'm more interested in George Kittle. He hasn't really clicked with Mac Jones. Sam Laporta had a big week last week, right? 8 targets, 6 receptions, really nice. Dalton Kincaid, monster week, 6 targets, 25 points. Gets another good matchup. Fannin, 4,200, a little too close to these studs, but Colston Loveland, bruh. 2 touchdowns, 120 yards. Plug him in. Surprised the salary came up to 4,100. We'll find some cheaper guys too, by the way. But I like Loveland there in a Dart or even a Caleb helmed lineup. I think I prefer Dart anyway, and I don't mind the Caleb part as part of kind of a bring back with Loveland. But right now, I like the Dart approach better. And remember, with Dart, I can freely change from Wandale to Slayton, depending on how much salary I'm really looking to get for this last spot. So let's continue on with the tight end group. Yeah, Theo, 3,800, 6 targets, 3 receptions. Theo's great too. Can play him. Double tight end, playable. Like Theo and Loveland. Bam, 3,300. Upgrade somewhere else. Look at this. JSN, how about that? JSN and Puka. No one else is doing that. Double tight end. This can work. Oh, I like this lineup. I like this very much. Right, let's keep going. Juwan Johnson had a big game. Acceptable. Mark Andrews can get touchdowns. Very playable. TJ Hawkinson, acceptable. Even Taylor has some mild interest, and Njoku. So we really have a lot of decent tight ends to choose from. A wide array of salaries. This one's kind of interesting. Little double tight end action with Slayton, Dart, Slayton, Ty Johnson. Bring back with Loveland and Monungai. This is a beautiful lineup. I kind of want to enter it in this $150 contest. That's how much I like it. I really do. Got Browns defense in here. Again, Dart interchangeable with Caleb in a lineup like this. Don't have to go JSN, by the way. Again, can go right back down to where we were. Put Wandale in there. Can get rid of Slayton. Can go up to somebody else. Booga. This is a very versatile lineup. Don't need to play double tight end either. We can just play, where were we? Marv or something like that. And then 6,100 for that last, for the flex spot. Fine. Wilson. Or Dunze. Oh, this is so dangerous. That's dangerous. I don't even like it. McBride. Zay. So a lot of options here for NFL Week 10. We got a big week ahead of us. We'll find out about injuries, all kinds of stuff. Things will change. But this is just first look, designed just to give us a feel and taste for this week's slate. Remember, again, promo code Geek at DFS Army gets you 10% off VIP. If you're already a DFS Army subscriber, you're an NFL sub, and you want to kind of go full blast VIP, get the NBA, get the college football, get the college basketball, get the NASCAR, get the PGA, the hockey, all of it. You just have to upgrade. It's a slight upgrade to VIP. Let us know. You can hit support at DFS Army. Just email us in, hey, I want to upgrade my account, or hit up Texan 0322 in the Discord, and he will help get you set up with a full account. I don't want you to buy, separate NBA and NFL subscriptions. That's not cost effective. You just get VIP. It covers everything. So make sure to check that out, guys. Good luck this week, everyone. Helmets up. Let's crush.